Okay, let's have a look at tutorial 1A. So it's telling me here that I need to kill the enemy wizard using a magic bolt spell, which I'm sure I'll be able to show you in just a moment. It also tells me that the enemy wizard only has goblin and giant rat spells, so it doesn't have a bolt of its own. However, I'm going to pretend that it does, because I feel like that's a good habit to get into. So we're going to do exactly the same thing we did last time. We'll check out the enemy wizard. This is the enemy wizard's offensive spell range, and we'll stay 2 hexes outside of that range, because that's how far 1, 2 the enemy wizard can move, which would take us to here. So we'll move up, and we'll cast a lion. And then turn. This is how I usually like to play these maps. I like to advance as far forward as possible and cast a creature with high movement, because it gives us some offensive reach over all this area of the map, and it forces the enemy to retreat into a corner where there's less that they can do. Whereas I've moved forward, and so it means if I need to, I've got all this space here in which to retreat. But I don't think I'm going to need to do that today. So we're going to do the same thing we did last time, which is advance to here, which keeps us out of reach of the goblins, so we'll get the first punch in the next turn. And again with my wizard, I need to stay outside of bolt range, so I'm going to move to here. And in my turn. So again, because the AI is in easy mode, this goblin's doing exactly the same thing that the last thing did, which is to rush forward to its doom. Now that goblin's doomed, I can cast another lion, because our bolt can't kill this other one outright, and it'd leave us open to a counter bolt. And that'll save me from being attacked by the enemy goblin and end my turn. So the goblin again is attacking versus overwhelming odds and is not going to have a very happy day. So we need to kill it. It's saying we're engaged. That means we need to kill all adjacent creatures before we can proceed. This turn anyway. And having done that, the lions are free to move forward. I was talking earlier about giving away the first punch, generally being a bad thing, but I can see that the goblin can only take away about half of the lion's hit points with an attack of 30. I know the wizard has a smaller attack, so I know it won't be able to take away as many as half. So if I move the lion up to here, we have a half there, and maybe a third there, so that lion is guaranteed to survive the next turn. And I'm going to move this other lion up here, to just to either act as a distraction or to cause trouble. And I'm going to move my wizard up behind to here. Now this is within bolt range of the enemy wizard. The enemy wizard can step out of here and magic bolt me here, but the magic bolt isn't going to kill me outright. Goodness me, because in this tutorial I have 120 defense, so let's just wait on in there. The reason I'm prepared to take this risk now is I have at least one lion this turn that's going to be able to hit the wizard in the next turn, and then I can follow it up with bolt and win the game. So I know I'm in a position when I can win, so I'm happy to accept the risk of magic bolt from the enemy wizard. But it's probably not going to happen. Even if my opponent had bolt, I'm not sure if that's the move it would play at this AI level. So what I'm wanting to do now is to kill this rat, move up to here, and make another lion. So this lion will die in the next turn if the AI chooses to concentrate its attacks, but it won't then have any attacks to follow up with, and worst case it's going to be able to cast Magic Bolt at me if it moves forward, which isn't really going to harm my 120 defense. And even with default defense it wouldn't kill me outright. Oh, the wizard didn't even attack this time. This is interesting. So what I'm going to need to do now is kill the goblin like I did last time. Take some health off the enemy wizard, but not kill it. And then just wait for it to kill this lion for me so that I have line of sight with my magic bolt, because I can't hit with it at the moment. And because I can, I'm going to cast another lion. So again, the enemy wizard isn't in a position to kill me outright with bolt, because it can punch the lion, but that uses up its punch, and then the bolt won't have enough power to kill me outright, which is why I'm happy to be so close to the enemy wizard at this point. Well, the enemy wizard's out of spells, so what I need to do now is instead to back off round here, to move across to here, because these guys again are all engaged, and to use my bolt, so they can't retreat. One thing you can do, you can use this this dispel button here on any of your creatures to get rid of them if you're in your way, if they're in the way. But the tutorial hadn't explained that yet, so I didn't want to do that in this tutorial.